I'm uploading this video because there's a lot going on social media right now. And I just feel that I have to make this video for the little bit amount of time that I have to make it. Couple of topics I want to cover. I'm not going to talk about the tariffs. I'm not going to talk about that. But what I am going to talk about is me. Next week I'm going to get my waxing done, and hopefully I'll have a little bit more confidence, a little more self-introspection, because right now I don't even want to be myself. I'm talking about the fact that it's a rainy day. I love when it rains on rainy days because it's dark, it's kind of gloomy, but at the same time the air is cleaner, it's fresher. And it's just something that's magical about the rain. And some people don't feel that way, but I do. I feel that way about the rain all the time. If I could walk out in the rain, I would. But I learned when I was a kid that it's not really that safe to walk out in the rain because you can get sick and you get a cold and a runny nose and all that. So the rain does what it does. It has a purpose. It's just something beautiful to look at. What else do I want to talk about? I don't know. It's early. It's early on April 22nd. And I've been creating a lot of fucking shorts, which I really love, but I just had a desire to create a long form video where I get to talk and I get to rant and I get to say shit. I mean, I don't got no products to review, and I hope that's okay, because I didn't start my channel with that premise. But I did start it because I felt I had a teachable moment. And right now I'm going through something and I just wanted to make a video. And I said that already. Man, I'm nervous. There's so much going on YouTube, and a lot of people are talking about influencers and how fake they are, and they think that makes their channel teachable moments, and it still is not a teachable moment. It's not. I think that people are basically criticizing other people, and I mean, there is a way to scrutinize something and give your opinion without seeming judgmental or seeming like you're trying to just, you don't want this person on the internet anymore. If you don't want that person on the internet, then stop watching their shit. And in that way, they go away. But we're talking about people with like 2.5 million followers, 16.5 million followers. And it's like, if you want that person to go away and you don't want to see them, just stop watching their shit. But there are a lot of channels that are popping up on YouTube, and they're talking about how fake influencers are. And I'm like, how fake? What do you mean fake? I think people are being themselves. I think people are being transparent and authentic. It's just rubbing people the right way. But if everything in the world was meant to be suited to one person, then we should all just get our blankets and go sleep in a cave somewhere. And I've just been watching that, and that's kind of it makes me a little bit hesitant to create the content that I want to create. It makes me a little hesitant to say the things that I want to say, because it's like, my God, it's like, why? Hey, Miss Lisa. Oh yeah, and I mean, basically, I guess I'm trying to understand what this vlogging thing is, and that's basically letting people into your life, letting people into your everyday life, and that's cool. I've been posting a lot of content, small posts on my different feeds that I'm on, like Threads and Facebook, and just trying to connect with my audience, connect with my followers, and keep them coming back for the reasons that they started following me anyway, and leaving me comments and talking to me about, stuff that I have or stuff that I do that's good. Like, I've been finding art and stuff that I really like, finding art on Pinterest, looking at, I mean, I've been binge scrolling and pinning on Pinterest. Like, my vision boards are just so everything to me. And lately I've been finding these wonderful pieces of art and things like that that have really been making me happy and inspiring me, because I mean, some people, I'm just inspired by things like that. I love looking at art and thinking about who the person is in the mirror, about where it is, and my mind begins to make up stories, and it's a center of, it's a place of calm and peace for me. Yeah, I feel just, better about myself after I see and I start thinking about what's possible, and what's possible in terms of living better and feeling better, because life has its ups and downs and its twists and turns and things like that. But I just decided to get up and just started vlogging today because like I said, I'm always making shorts, and you guys need to get to know who I am. You need to hear my voice, you need to hear me talk, you need to hear me say things. And I don't know if people have been paying attention, but I'm still on my weight loss journey. I still haven't reached my goal. And you know how you're at that cusp of something and it seems like something is possible and it seems like it's impossible? That means that you're doing it. It means it's getting done, and it's getting done at the pace that it's supposed to get done. And you have to keep going with it. You have not to I can't give up right now. Because I'm at that point where I feel like, oh my God, I just want to give up. I'm not seeing any results. And then I look in the mirror, I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing some results. And then you think about everything that you did to get yourself to that certain point, and then a point of sabotage is kind of in the back of my mind right now. But you just have to not give up. You have to not give up on yourself. And you have to say to yourself, you have to just convince yourself not to give up on shit. Even though you're going through some shit, you just have to not give up on yourself. So, here we go. All right, I'm back. But I'm just not one for sitting around talking about people on the internet, because there's all types of crazy shit on the internet. There's all types of crazy shit going on in the world that we can put a stop to, that we can put a pause to, only if we get up off our high horses and really do something about it. But I don't know. I like influencers. Some of the craziest shit that I would never buy, influencers, show you why you shouldn't buy them. Because if you look at half the shit that they get, nothing really works for them, and they have no longevity in their lives. None whatsoever. Think about it. Hold on, be back. All right, YouTube, I'm back. I mean, but think about it though. Think about the average product that some influencers use. I mean, they're great. They're shit that we're curious about. Things that we see on advertisements, but will we really use half of their shit? When I go shopping in the stores that I shop at, I don't see a lot of influencers using the stuff that I use. And half of the stuff that they do use, if they're luxury brands, when I go to those luxury brand places, still, I just don't see any the stuff that, it's just not, it's for influencers. Fuck it, I'll just say that, because it's not practical. But I do, why do I like it? Because it's entertainment, it's fun. It is absolutely a lot of fun, and some of their outfits are absolutely fucking cute. So, and makeup tutorials ain't bad. You can always learn how to, to do something, but I just think that there is a lot more important topics and issues that the average person can engross themselves in. But for some people, that's just not their cup of tea, and that's a good thing. It is. It's to each his own. So, but I'm making this video, like I said, because I have a lot of long content. I mean, a lot of shorts, and I don't have a lot of long content, and I got to come up with those 4,000 watch hours. But I don't want to do it doing something, you know, stupid just to get people to watch. I want people to watch for the same reason that they like my shorts, because of, you know, some of those crazy topics that I talked about, like creativity. And I talked about living in your own fucking space, man. Living in your own space and not being influenced by other people, and not letting other people influence how you live your life. And how I noticed the difference between teachable moments. Teachable moments are transparent and they translate into the real world. And those encounters are very fucking rare. They're very rare, but when they do happen, it's like magic. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this because I have my own YouTube channel. Social media has yet to have those types of moments that translate into the real world. And it sucks. And that's because it's so coveted. Everybody wants to be that next star. Everybody wants to be the next top influencer. And I remember watching YouTube and learning how to bake a fucking cake and how to bake a pie, and like some of my favorite channels that I would watch have all like been phased out. And to be honest with you, I can't even remember some of the shit I used to watch. I'm trying to think, who was I watching on YouTube that was so big that I just, you know. Oh my God. I would definitely watch movies. Maybe that's it. I think that the only thing I did on YouTube was watch movies, because there were movies that I wanted to see, and I know that they had been bootlegged, and I couldn't see them in the theaters. So yeah. And then I started watching, you know, people, and I started to say to myself, I'm like, okay. And that's why I really wasn't interested in YouTube, and I wasn't going to make a YouTube channel, and I only wanted to make a YouTube channel if I had a teachable moment. And because I had been thinking about starting a YouTube channel before, and I did attempt twice, but I took everything down and said forget it. And then I talked to my ChatGPT, and I talked about successful channels, and it's about being transparent. It's about being honest with the audience. It's about being relevant. It's about having, it's about being able to tell your story or show your skill and technique that is teachable, that somebody can be entertained by, that somebody can learn something from. And I don't know how many people I'm gonna touch with my shit, but hopefully somebody is entertained. Hopefully somebody is listening. And I'm saying again. I was just reading this one article about saying and it's a reflex. I'm sorry, this is gonna take me a long time to break that habit, but anyway, people, I just, like I said, I wanted to make this video because there was so much going on YouTube. I feel like my head is going to explode because they're always talking about influencers, and the world of influencers is great, y'all, because I think they teach us about how life is going. They teach us about lifestyle. They teach us about products. There are influencers that talk about certain makeup brands. And how can I say this? It's not that I didn't know about makeup, but it kind of distanced me from it so that I could really get a scope of what I'm looking at. I don't know if it's teaching me to value makeup. I don't know if it's teaching me to value what I have. I already value things like that. But it is teaching me something from a different perspective. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But, and I'm going to say this in all honesty, when I see them using products that they're promoting, I mean, you can see the effects right then and there. You can be like, no, that wouldn't work for me. Like, no, I wouldn't want to try that. Like, one of Like, and I'm gonna bring up a silly, simple little trend, like the Color Wow trend. Everybody was loving Color Wow. And after that trend was over and I found that Color Wow product, I realized that I liked it, but I only liked it for a little bit. I only liked it for a little bit because I think some of the products that people make, they don't have, I don't know, there are certain products that have temporary effects. Once you have that build up on your hair, or you've built that protein up in your hair, it's like you can't use it anymore. But I'm gonna see if I can find it again. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find it again to see if, you know, it'll have the same effects. But there's still tried and true products that I use that influencers don't use, and I'm not trying to promote it because that's, I mean, my channel to me is about lifestyle and wellness, and I know there's just much more to life than criticizing and using umpteens amounts of products in order to not go outside and go anywhere. But anyway, YouTube, I wanted to make this video just to say what's up, just to let y'all know where I am. And to say it takes 30 days to break a bad habit, but it also takes 30 days to learn a new, more positive, more productive behavior. Like, if you don't like a certain influencer, stop watching.